Hi everybody, this is Joanna with Abstract Art Journal, and today I'm going to be doing a watercolor wet on wet tutorial for you, doing an abstract. So what we'll do is, to get started, I'm using Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors. I'm using three colors: Gamboge Hue, which is like a yellow medium, Permanent Rose, which is like a pretty pink, and also Ultramarine Blue. So the other thing is that for my, I'm going to be using a piece of hard cardboard for my base. And then I use 140-pound watercolor paper. I'm going to be putting the paper down with some masking tape. So let's get started. We'll go ahead and put some paint into our palette. And you want to go ahead and put, a little bit of paint in there. Watercolor dries lighter than the color, so you want to make sure you have a good amount of paint to start with. Since we're going to be doing a really small painting, this should be pretty much the right amount of paint. We can always add more paint and water as we go. And we'll put a little bit of this. Okay. And what I like to use is, I use one of these little things. You buy these for ketchup or mustard, but it's perfect to add water into my little watercolor things. I have these paint brushes that have these nice tips on them, so they're great for mixing the paint up. You want to wipe it off after mixing each color so it's not contaminated. You want your colors to merge on the paper and make different colors. Now, I use just three colors when I do watercolor because you can mix any color with the red, yellow, and blue using a color wheel. So that's what I like to do. Watercolors do come in every color though, so if you prefer, you can just buy the separate colors. Now, I like to paint small because I like to hang a lot of my work, mat it and hang it on the wall. I use a lot of 8x10 mats, so I use pretty small works. So we'll take our paper, and normally you can either run it under the sink or you can go ahead and spray both sides with this water sprayer. So for today's video, we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to spray both sides with the water. Okay, it's nice and wet. I'm going to go ahead and put it down with the masking tape. I like to use masking tape because you can get a really nice line around your painting. So you want to do the top first. Pull it down. With this paper, it's so thick, you don't have to worry about pulling it down. If you're using thinner paper, you definitely need to be putting it onto your board, and pulling it tight. So, we'll go ahead and get it taped down, and then we'll just start dropping the paint. The fun thing with watercolors is that they will merge and then they'll make their own colors. So I usually like to start out with the lightest color, which would be yellow, and go ahead and just drop it on my board. I'm using a 1/2-inch wash brush today for this effect. So what you want, the reason I work small and I like to use these boards is that you can lift it. You can shake it, you can move it around so that your color moves. And the more water, the more it's going to move. So I kind of like the way it moved just there. So let's go ahead and put in some red, the pink. The Permanent Rose makes this beautiful, beautiful pink color. So I think I can put some pink along up here and let it move all on its own. And it's really, really real nice. And then we'll let it merge a little bit with that. Now, if it's not moving enough, or I can add a little bit of water to it and get it going again. It will come off the paper. So I'm really happy with the way that looks. Where the pink and the yellow merged, it's making a real pretty orangey color. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop some blue in. And the thing about watercolors is that they have a mind of their own. To me, it's always a surprise. When you're doing a wet on wet, you basically want to drop it in and let the colors merge together and make some pretty colors, like the blue with the red is making a really pretty purple. In some cases, if you don't want the paint to merge, you can just dab it with a paper towel, you know, and get it to come down. But this is what I always think of this as being fun. Now the blue is going into the yellow, and that's probably going to make it pretty green. You know, you can touch it with your brush to get it started. That's kind of like, I don't know if I like that, so I'm going to wipe that out. The other thing is, while it's wet, you can take a paper towel and just get the color right out. So let's do a little more of the darker yellow. I want to do some more darker yellow and get that to blend with the blue and make it pretty green color. So that's your tutorial for today. You can just keep playing with this. This is just an abstract demo for you to show you how you can use your boards to go ahead and shake around your paints to get a really pretty little picture. Okay, so I hope you have fun watching. Hope you have fun trying out these ideas. Thanks, and have a great art day.